11.
Awesome. And we're live. Welcome back to SwitchCast. Welcome to SwitchCast if you've never been. I shouldn't assume that you've been here before, but we're happy to have you either way. I'm your host, Doug Tabbutt, founder of Switchcars, Cannonball winner. My co-host tonight is a familiar face, Mr. Jon Sabo. He's been here a few times before. He's my stand-in when I can't find anyone less entertaining. See what I did there?
Oh, boy.
I set you up like I was going to slam you, and then I gave you a compliment. So when I can't find anyone less entertaining.
Okay, well, good luck finding somebody.
Yeah. Anyway.
Might be able to find somebody taller.
Sabo and I are the car counselors, the car therapists, whatever you want to call us, sort of experts. But, yeah, we're going to take your calls. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to discuss automotive news and controversy. And above all, have some fun tonight. So if you want to join us live, you can call in 216-294-4124. Our wonderful call screener, Ethan, will be glad to greet you. And if you want to just comment and stay anonymous, you can do that in the comment flow wherever you're watching live. We're broadcasting on YouTube and Facebook. So join us. We'd love to interact with you. And otherwise, just sit back, grab a drink, and enjoy the show. So, Johnny.
Hi.
You know they're going to make you do a terrible shot tonight, right? Because you're back. It's not going to be as bad as Malort, but...
Yeah, well, good luck trying to figure that one. I don't know. I looked at the selection over. I didn't see something too gnarly.
Well, the gnarly one's going to be hidden. They're going to bring it out.
It's in the safe.
They're going to bring it out.
Fermenting.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about is automotive news. I've been reading a lot because I'm trying to figure out, just like everybody else, what in the world is going on in the market. And
Doug can read.
Yeah.
Noted.
Wow. I use the audio thing.
Well, yeah. You can't multitask anyway, so you should just read.
No, I can't. Okay, well, the story I picked up on this week was past due subprime auto loans climb to highest rate since April 2020. A potential sign of trouble. Wall Street has begun to see more borrowers with blemished credit fall months behind on their subprime auto loans, a potential sign of cracks emerging in consumer credit as the Federal Reserve moves to fight inflation by raising rates. This sounds a little bit familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Subprime auto loans had been a surprisingly strong corner of household debt in the past 2 years of pandemic, helped by temporary aid from Washington that boosted the finances of many families. Okay, I have an immediate problem with that because people's finances and their improvement of their finances should not come as a result of aid from Washington. Money from the government is not a gift. It's our money. It's your money coming back to us, or in this case, possibly being redistributed, because I don't want to make a blanket statement here, but if you're getting a subprime auto loan, you're probably not in a high-income tax bracket.
If you get a subprime auto, it better not be a Mercedes or a BMW.
Well, the classic car lending or collector car lending does.
Yeah, I know they do it.
They'll do like friggin' 12 years for subprime borrowers on exotic cars
and classics.
It's asinine. It's stupid.
There's only a couple of instances I can see where it makes sense, and that's probably two out of
one if you're stealing somebody else's credit and using it.
You got customers that try to hide.
Two if you're about to get a divorce.
It doesn't really help with that, does it?
Probably help you get a divorce.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, honey, how long did you finance that car for?
Okay, help by temporary aid from Washington. It's not temporary aid from Washington. It's temporary aid from us. Okay, the boosted the finances. Early indicators now point to a tougher road ahead, particularly for low-wage earners facing higher prices at the grocery store and gas pump. No kidding. It all comes full circle that temporary aid from Washington caused a little thing called inflation. In February, the delinquency rate for subprime auto loans more than 60 days past due rose to 4.15%, the highest since April 2020, which was the beginning of the pandemic when everybody was freaking out. For loans packaged into asset-backed bond deals. Where have we heard this before?
Just keep reading.
No, I'm done reading.
Oh.
Where have we heard that before?
Just answer your own
Bad
question.
loans packaged into asset-backed bond
Dude,
deals.
That's bad memories, man. Not for me, but
Friggin' 2008 all
yeah,
over again.
100% 2008.
It's
I didn't have any money in 2008, so it
the
didn't
car
really
loan
affect me.
bubble, not the house loan bubble. But it's huge. It's billions of dollars. Trillions? I think it's in the trillions.
Oh, dude, everything's in the trillions now.
Anyway, so I don't like that news. I don't like that news at all. But the reality is, prior to the pandemic, 78% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. That means if they lost their jobs, they would, in theory, be on the streets in 30 days. That didn't change. The government just friggin' started printing money and caused inflation, and everybody's finances magically got better because they were getting, child tax credits and PPP and all sorts of quote-unquote free money from the government, and that's all coming to an end. And now everybody's going to be in trouble. But my bet is the government's going to bail everybody out again. And speaking of that, there have been bills proposed to send Americans gas relief checks, because that's going to make everything better. One economist was pushing the legislature to offer $50 billion in gas relief. And when he was questioned on this, saying, well, isn't that just going to compound the problem? Because the reason gas prices are up, in part, the reason inflation is happening is because the government was giving everybody relief. He said, well, it won't compound inflation because it's only 0.2% of GDP.
Yeah, but the GDP is massive.
Well, but 0.2% of the entire gross domestic product for gas cards, that's not only.
No.
That's 0.2% of the entire U.S. economy. That's not an only. That's... we don't talk politics on SwitchCast. Just making that clear. We have a rule, unless it relates to cars. We don't talk about women unless they relate to cars. We don't... I don't know. This is a car show.
I'll talk about women.
Women... Well, cars are females.
Yours might be.
They all are. Anyway, so that's your news of the week. Sabo, what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to bring thoughts. I thought I was
Okay,
just
fine.
here for
Just sit over
banter.
there and drink.
That's my plan, dude.
Okay, fine. All right. Follow up to a couple stories last week. We talked about some scammy people and dishonest people in the car business. No,
Don't bring me into this.
No, I have questions. I'm not
Okay.
bringing you into it. I just have a question. So we talked about Jeff Badger, who was a local car. He started Club Motor Estates. It was a Ponzi scheme. It was a scam. He's being sued by everybody. But he got the money to buy the building from a local businessman and investor, Scott Forrester. I've bought a few cars that were owned by Scott. I think Sabo knows him. We know him to be a good guy. But somebody brought up the information that Scott was being sued big time by his business partner. And
I know nothing of this.
all of his cars... Yeah, so Scott Forrester had a bunch of race cars that were stored at RH.
I know that.
Yeah. Well, officials came in with paperwork for everybody there to sign saying his cars can't be released to him. It can't be removed from the premises because they were all part of this lawsuit that alleged that he was essentially embezzling money from his company to spend on all his racing habit stuff. So that, of course, kind of raised some red flags for me. I go, okay, well, this Jeff Badger guy is kind of shady, and birds of a feather fly together. So it raised some questions for me for sure. I did look up the court case, and it appeared to, it was dismissed. All the claims against him from his partners were dismissed. As I read it, it looked like there was a settlement, but it was very tough to tell from the docket. But it was just interesting because it wasn't so cut and dry as a straight-up investor got bilked by another scam artist. It seemed a little bit like maybe there's possibly some shadiness on both ends, but maybe he just lost his business acumen in this particular situation because he had conflict of interest. It met his car interests, and so he, I don't know, thought there was some personal benefit there. But I don't know. That's all speculation. It was just an interesting side note to the story.
Yeah,
you know anything?
Nope.
Okay.
I got nothing on that.
Okay.
I haven't talked to Scott in a while, but
Yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say.
No, I don't either. And again, that was just something that came to me. I'd always known him to have really good cars and be a generous dude. It was just interesting that there's fire over here and smoke over here, and just, man, this car community is a little crazy when money gets involved. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. Can we talk about this?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
That's just I don't want to get involved in that drama, dude. That's all I'm saying.
I
That's your drama. That's not mine. I just got a phone call. That's it.
Sabo got a phone call. Sabo got an interesting phone call. You don't have to give details, but
I'm not. You can tell a story if you want.
okay. Well, let's just say this: Sabo was warned / pressured not to come on the show tonight after last week's fun little scam time outing some people. So I don't know if that's how people want to respond.
I'm a positive individual. I'm gonna stay that way.
Right. Sabo likes to stay out of things, but I just thought, well, I must be getting darn close to the truth if that's how they're responding. But anyway,
If they're calling me.
heck yeah, heck yeah. That's how you know you've made it when your co-hosts
you
get
know me.
threats.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we've
Sabotage.
achieved something. Okay, that was all I
see
wanted
what
to say
I did
about it. Follow up. Speaking of one of the some of the flack that we got from last week. So Fred Ashmore, we were talking about him and his, as far as I can tell, his faked solo Cannonball thingamajigger. And he posted a video response of him opening files on his computer, which is the most ridiculous attempt at proof ever. But a company offered to scan the data from all of his devices and his car. They said they could actually pull the data from his Mustang.
The little black box?
Yeah, and they could tell how fast he had gone, when he had done it. It could basically like pull all the data from there, as well as scan the data on his computer to see if the photos were original, what their original timestamps were. Like, basically said the guy works for a forensic data company. That is his job. And he messaged me the same information, and I said, great. And I said, great, $1,000 to Humane Society of Fred's Choice if he allows that company to pull the data. Like, I want the truth, right? I've called Fred out, but it's because I'm trying to find the truth. And he's, as far as we can tell, full of lies. So his response was to argue with the guy, then delete his comments, then block him. So a lot of transparency over there on that side of things. And then he came up with a ridiculous video trying to state that I had faked the 2018 coast-to-coast C2C Express, and his entire proof was what we now call the bag lady. It was this lady that was in the background of the picture that was extremely blurry, and that was his proof.
You've driven cross country?
I have not, apparently, because of the bag lady.
I just thought you had a jacket.
I do have a jacket.
Yeah.
Lots of people have jackets. You can buy a jacket, get your name embroidered on it, and
I'm good.
walk around, and people will ask you if you're Mark
I
Spence.
want a Michael Jackson jacket with all the zippers. That's what I want.
Anyway, so yeah, that's right. The bag lady is Fred's ace in the hole of why I'm a scammer. But
So there's a homeless lady that is the key to success here.
that's the key.
We should find that homeless lady. Buy her dinner.
I told him it wasn't a homeless lady. It was my dealer. We bought Adderall from her, but we accidentally put it in the car's fuel tank thinking it would help, and it backfired.
Makes your car concentrate.
Backfired.
No.
Yeah, he deleted that comment too. Anyway, okay. Speaking of fails, the wall of shame is being built one email at a time. If you haven't been on our website, we have a wall of shame. That's right. We shame our customers who send us ridiculously stupid emails. Yeah, probably not the most PC move, but hey, if they can write reviews of us, and we can post their crap too. But the aggressive customers are coming out of hiding, I think, with spring. We have a gorgeous 05 Monza Speed Miata. We're asking $26,900 for it. A guy called and offered 10 to 12 grand. Said, well, that's what I could buy one for 3 years ago, because that matters today.
Get a DeLorean, dude. Time machine. Go back and buy your Mazda.
Well, he wouldn't buy a DeLorean because he couldn't get it for 3 years ago price.
Okay, well.
You'd have to buy one first to go back in time.
You have to borrow the DeLorean.
Borrow,
okay.
yeah. Yeah. And then he said he could buy a newer one with better options for the same price. Well, sure you can, but it's not a Mazda Speed. Okay, big one. Somebody else, this is one of my favorite ones. We get this email all the time. He says, I'm interested in your 2012 Maserati Gran Turismo. If you get into the KBB fair market pricing, I'm an interested buyer. Gotta love that, because KBB knows how to value high-end cars. Do you ever use KBB?
Absolutely. Maybe like 10 years ago.
Right.
When it was like the only thing you could check values of cars on.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it works for Toyotas.
It does work for a couple, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if you go by KBB and you want to buy Highline car, it's either really cheap or really expensive.
Right. Yeah. No, it doesn't work for specialty cars. So, but I love
That's
it because people only use the data points that serve them. I mean, it's nothing new. Even if it's Bring a Trailer, even if it's a good source, even if it's Haggerty, they'll say, "Well, this is the Condition 3 price." And this is a Condition 2 car, and you go look up the values are 30% different.
Mm-hmm.
So people will always use the data points. I just think the KBB one is funny and cheesy. Another email.
The best one's the Carfax one. You pull a Carfax, it gives you a value on the top. Oh man,
dude. The difference between, like, Carfax is actually pretty accurate with their values. Like,
sweet. I got a couple. I'll pull up the values. Find me the car.
I said pretty accurate. When they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're way friggin' off. But the hilarious thing is, if I could only go off of Carfax's wholesale value and do nothing but buy at Carfax wholesale and sell at Carfax retail, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. Because we'll pull a car and it'll say, like, Carfax estimated retail 53,582. We're like, that's actually pretty accurate. And then you click the wholesale button, it's like 28 grand. Like, what? In what world?
Hey, they're on our side.
I know.
Sell it.
They don't show that crap to customers. I'm like, in what world is?
By the way, there's a car advertised on eBay for $1 million.
There is?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Is it worth it?
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
Well, that's the cool story, bro.
Well, I was working up to. You didn't play into it. So, but like that old trick where you go on eBay, you put the highest price, so you get to the top of the search.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cars for $1 million that are worth 50
grand.
Oh,
okay.
But if you use those as comps,
there you go.
Car's pretty valuable.
Asking price.
Yes, unbidded.
Yeah.
Asking.
Another good one. We have a 2022 GT3 asking $305K. Sticker was $207. So it's $100K over sticker. The guy who bought it paid over sticker. No, like, nobody paid sticker for the car. Not that it matters anyway. What matters is market value is $100K over sticker. And it's not even ours. It's on consignment. But one guy took it upon himself to email us. Rip off. Good luck selling it. The hype is done. No, it's not. Idiots who bought for $100K over sticker, dumping them soon. Well, not yet. And then you are going to be stuck again with them in an inflationary environment. Wouldn't that mean the prices are going up? Yeah. Anyway, with rates going so high that no one will buy them, you will have to sell them under MSRP and lose all the money you made ripping people off on them in the first place. Good luck.
Thank you to the internet for this man having a voice.
I will give that guy credit. He actually gave his email address. A lot of these guys
well, I mean, you go back
make up email addresses.
You go back to the 80s, Testarossas were $100 grand over.
Yeah.
You go back
it's not new.
No, this has been going on for years. It's just now people actually see it and are involved.
Yeah.
Usually it's just where the people that actually wanted to buy the car, not everybody that wants to dream about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not debating him. The market probably will go down, but that's not
eventually.
That doesn't mean I'm ripping people off because I'm pricing it today's market.
You also should be able to buy a Honda Odyssey and walk out the dealer and lose 20% the second you do.
Right.
Instead, you can drive to the next dealer and get all your money back if you feel like it.
Right. Yeah, these are not normal times, and I didn't invent them. So
I use Honda Odyssey.
Love that. I'd love if I did.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'd like to take credit for that. And then a good Instagram comment. It was this was a good one. Yeah. To not deal in muscle cars, y'all sure do pick the ugly ones when you find them. Stick to Porsche and those other turds. Muscle cars aren't y'all's thing. Cool. Thanks for the advice, bro. It's worth what I paid for it. All righty. We are going to have a brief commercial break since my rant is over, and then we're going to go to some questions and get into discussion.
All right, do your commercial.
Yeah. Tyler, cue us up.
All right. So the SwitchCast is sponsored by Celebrity Machines. Celebrity Machines is a proud... I just said that. Lordy, I suck. They offer more than 250 different screen-accurate license plates as they appeared in movies and TV shows, like Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, The Fast and the Furious, Breaking Bad, and so many more. Celebrity Machines also makes our dealer insert plates, as well as our commemorative 2539 plates from the fastest Cannonball Run ever. Visit celebritymachines.com for more info and use promo code SwitchCast to save 25.39% at checkout. It's a joke.
Yes.
I like it.
It's not a joke, though.
Well,
that is the actual
discount.
That is the actual discount. They do not, and that's in spite of aluminum being ridiculously expensive and unobtainium. So go use that discount code so they'll keep sponsoring us.
Unobtainium is a completely different metal.
Oh.
That was good.
I'm just
pissed
so
I
proud
didn't
of
think
himself
of it right now.
Get this man a shot. All right, what do we got for questions, Tyler?
Alrighty, the first one is from the Mark Spence. When and how did your bromance start? And bromance is capitalized.
Snuggling.
Well, I mean, some things should be left unsaid, I guess. But we met. We already went over this in another episode. I mean, it's like this is old stuff, but I'll go over it again just for Mark because obviously his memory's terrible. Yeah, you're the one that wants the bromance, buddy.
Oh, he's smooth Mark tonight.
Yeah, he's smooth Mark tonight. But no, we met back in like 2006, 2005. And we had a lot of stuff in common.
After I bought my S2000, Johnny was king of the S2000 club.
Yeah. I had a car business. He had a car business. And we decided to kind of do a collaboration and do as many cool events together as we could.
I did not have a car business. I was working out of my apartment, flipping Range Rovers.
Sounds like a car business to me. Call up one of those couple guys you used get some more money. Do it again. Vesuvius Orange Range Rover. That was your obsession.
Oh, that was my thing. I sold a lot of those.
Every time, yeah, well, I saw enough that I'd never need to see one again.
I want one still.
You just keep saying that, and I keep finding you one, and you don't.
No,
buy
you
it.
don't. You find me garbage ones.
That's what you're into now.
No,
that's Spence. My bad.
Love the garbage.
I do not love the garbage. I like nice cars. All right, moving.
All right, coming up next from M No Patience K, I think. Scammer stories were great with all the details. What P car do you think is the next to go on a price run?
Nah, disqualified.
Yeah,
I agree. Do you want me to continue or just moving on?
Nope. That's he obviously doesn't listen to our show enough because we don't care. But if you want to know, go watch
what
the
you
next
need to do is
big thing or whatever with Magnus
Go buy a
Wanker.
924 turbo and just wait, bro. It's coming. It's gonna run
a
up.
Price run up or down?
We'll say it. I mean, you could buy one for I think like $2,500. So
whatever one. Oh, I know. No, I know which the next one is. It's a paint to sample Tahoe Blue 964 Turbo 3.6, originally owned by Otis Chandler. That is the next. That is the next big thing.
You hope.
You should pay any amount of money because it's only going to go up in value. It will be on Bring a Trailer next week.
Alrighty, up next from Vajazzle McDildertits. I tried really hard to get through that. Wow. All right. The best bang for the buck at Porsche model / trim for performance enthusiasts.
I can't even answer that.
Say that name again. Come on. One more time. Say it slow. Come on.
Vajazzle McDildertix.
Does he sell
pretty
bumper
good.
stickers?
It's pretty good.
Oh, God.
There's vag and tits in there. That's
Is
awesome.
that the only reason this question is in here, Doug? No. I mean, it's a good question.
It's
a
a
good
better
question,
question than the last one.
I don't even know what the question is anymore. I forgot.
but best bang for the buck at Porsche model or trim for performance enthusiasts.
Model or trim.
I feel like it's
Oh,
just a
boy.
Boxster.
Well, no, it can't be a 924 because you said performance.
968.
I don't know.
Your
I
own cars,
budget
dude?
like best bang for the buck. Porsche 996. Like
Boxster S. Just get a 986 Boxster S. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, bang for buck, you can still get those for sub 20 grand. And
sure.
I mean, you blast to drive. You can modify them a little bit. Suspension,
Yeah.
track days.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
But it depends on the buck too.
well, right.
If
but
you're
he said
spending
bang for
100,
buck.
no, fine. You're right in that price range. If you're spending 100, I'd say like a .2 911 GTS or
If you can
981
get
Boxster Spider. Yeah, you can. You can get a PDK for under 100.
Boxster Spider. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Or the one you had, just the 981 Boxster.
Yeah. that was a
Boxster
great
S,
car.
whatever in a stick. That's a great daily driver. Depends what you're after and what your budget is. But yeah, man, Boxster's a lot of answers.
It does.
Is there a theme here?
Yeah.
All right, fire away.
All right, next up is from Super-ish Mario. In today's real-world market, how bad are values affected on high-dollar / rare cars that hold a branded or rebuilt salvage title? Not Frankenstein or hacked cars, but vehicles that had damage and were fixed correctly with proof. People who don't know cars always claim salvage titles are worth 50 to 75% off, which is obviously not true. Would love to hear your real-world experience take on this.
Well, if you're Ed Bullion, they're somehow
Yeah.
become worth more
Golden.
after he owns them. Rule of thumb for me is about 25 to 30%. But
Well, I mean, there's a lot of inspection values in that too, though.
right.
Because I mean, if a car, as you know, a car could get. I mean, certain cars, you break a headlight, a bumper, and you damage a quarter panel, they consider it totaled.
Yeah, it depends on the state. So, well, we just bought a 993 that was a rebuilt title, and the only damage was a front bumper cover and the under tray.
Yeah, totaled.
The bumper bar wasn't even affected, but because
Under
the
tray, right?
floor pan was affected, they consider it structural damage, and it's an automatic total. There's a yellow 360 Challenger Dolly floating around too that was the same thing. A guy ran over a piece of metal on the highway, but because it punched a hole in the floor pan, California had to total the car out. So it's like a perfect salvage title buy because
You
you
got that
get
guy's
the
number?
discount. No, that was one of those I should have bought. It's not been for sale for a while. It was so cheap in like 2011, 12. I mean, everything was.
like
But
$100 grand.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
But I think the key in there is fixed correctly with proof,
Of course.
because there's a lot of cars that aren't salvage that are claimed to have only a little bit of damage that actually have a lot of hidden damage, and then there's cars that are salvaged that there's not much wrong with.
If you ever get into an accident, make sure you photo document anything that happened to it.
Yes.
Keep all the receipts. Because when you go to sell it and they're like, well, what happened? He goes, well, it was an accident. You're going to have a major uphill battle to get somebody to pay money for it.
Right.
But I mean, if you know exactly what happened, you show exactly what happened, there's a lot of people that would just, they'll just move on and buy the car.
Yeah. Well, because it's not about the fact that a car has paintwork that has damage. It's about knowing what actually happened.
Right.
Because there's some scary things that happen to cars, but there's a lot of cars damaged that are not hurt.
If somebody offers you a car that's on the bottom of the ocean right now for a deal, and it's a Volkswagen Group car, don't buy that.
Go for it.
Alrighty, they had a follow-up question about the value of a body damage history car. Are we interested in that?
Sure.
I'll say
All right, 1992 964 Turbo with 30,000 original miles and body damage history.
That's too vague. Body damage history could, what does that mean? Door ding?
It could be anything.
Yeah, fool.
Half the car's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
150.
What?
That's my guess.
150 grand?
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah. No. Less.
No, less than that for a body damage car. Probably about 80, 95 to 110.
For 964 turbo.
Body. Oh, is it turbo? You said turbo?
Yeah, 964 turbo.
Yeah, he's
it's a
right
turbo.
there. You're right. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Woo.
You're going to want
Love
to
it.
take that soundbite, Doug, just to play it sometime.
Say it again. Say I'm right.
No.
You're like my wife.
Like, whoa, hey.
All right, we're just going to skedaddle away from that. M635 dude.
Well, it's usually
wants-
because I'm not right. That's why she doesn't say it.
this guy wants to know what their 996 is worth.
Ooh.
With like a
30
laughing,
grand.
crying emoji.
40 grand.
Yeah, I give him 40 grand all day long.
40 grand.
Tyler, you would love this car because it's green.
Ooh,
It's
which green?
It's forest green. He said it was forest green, but it's not metallic. It's like this bright green. I don't
that's
know.
so good.
What
color
Go
interior,
check
do you
out
know?
his Instagram. I think
It's
it was
probably beige.
brown or tan or
brown.
something. It's
Do you
pretty
remember
cool.
when green Porsches were a curse? Considered a curse?
Yeah.
All German cars, green was considered a bad juju thing. Same thing with Harleys. Now you can buy green anything. It all disappears with time.
I used to have a business partner who said green cars are bad luck.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Now I want to buy green cars
Yeah.
just to.
My unicorn's a green car. Everybody knows
Yeah.
what that is.
Green frog. All right, fire away, Tyler.
Okay, Castonia1 says, I have a question. Well, hopefully that's why you're here. Can you send me a Porsche for my birthday, please? It's May 1st. Thanks, Doug. Hugs and kisses.
Oh, thanks, Mary Todd.
Yes, send your
I can send you a
Hot Wheel, man.
Hot Wheels.
I got
Hot
one
Wheels.
extra one in the car.
Send me your address. I'll send you one. Love you too. That's my mom's cousin, I think. I forget how she's related, but anyway.
All right, Dis Why I'm Hot is up next, and they want to know the sweet spot for 997s. With GT3s and RSs becoming out of reach for most people, is the move Turbo, GTS, or C2S Aero Pack? Or maybe a different generation completely?
Sweet spot?
Mm.
It's just a C2S.
I say a sweet spot is a 997 GT3 and always has been because it's 95% of the car that an RS is,
It depends what a sweet spot
But-
is, though.
60% of the price usually.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, if he's saying sweet spot, like it's a sweet buy and most people can afford it, that's not it.
It's okay. Well, fine. Turbos are pretty affordable
Maybe.
still.
Maybe. I got one in here I'll get to later.
Depends if you want PDK or manual. You can get a 997.2 Turbo S for 110-ish grand.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, not a good one, but you can get one. Next one.
All right, Ren Henry 1
Drink
says,
more, Sabo.
there's a lot talked about in internet forums about early 996s and their build quality. Have either of you noticed any significant difference between the early build 996s, and is there something special about those cars?
I don't
They're all
un-
good cars. I mean, they obviously, like every Porsche, they evolve as the years go on. I
Right.
mean, a 99 is not a bad car, but I mean, obviously they got a little better when they go into the 3.6 from the 3.4.
Right.
Um,
But everybody says the first ones are special because they were built in Suffenhausen or whatever, and they have amber turn signals and,
yeah,
I don't know, a lot of plastic on the interior. That's all I noticed.
Yeah,
you want the best one, buy the last one. If you want the
Right.
not best one, buy the first one.
Right. Yeah.
The one thing I know they have that I wouldn't mind is they actually have a throttle cable instead of like the e-gas.
Drive-by-wire.
They also, the early ones were the only ones to have LSD too, right?
Yes, that is correct. Other than the 40th anniversaries.
Granted, they didn't have enough power to actually use the LSD, but they had an LSD, so you can brag
come
about
on.
it. They
It's
don't.
a 300 horsepower car.
No. No. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Okay. 300. Yeah, 300. All right. Okay. So if you would like to join us as well, post your comments. We're going through the Instagram questions here, but if you'd like to have your question answered on air, you can call in 216-294-4124 and talk to Sabo or myself. No threats, please. Yes. Or you can comment wherever you're watching live. Let's go to another commercial. Tyler, take it away.
Alrighty, Boxcast is a live streaming company based in Cleveland, Ohio, and they serve broadcasters and viewers around the world. Their founders launched Boxcast back in 2013 with one purpose: to make people part of the experience. If you're looking to live stream your podcast, church service, car show, sporting event, wedding, or even your cannonball attempt, Boxcast is an easy, flexible live streaming platform for organizations. Boxcast is so easy that we are broadcasting the show with a phone. Head over to switchcars.com/Boxcast for your free trial.
All right, we got a couple questions off of the live stream here from Henry Collins. Recommendation on where I should try to get my first summer job.
Dairy Queen.
Ideally, where you live.
Dairy Queen, you can pick up girls. What? It's an ice cream stand.
Are they still allowed to call it Queen?
Dude, don't screw that up.
What?
Don't screw that up. Don't screw that up.
Brett Stevens, what was the response to the angry GT3 email? None yet. I think the best response to email my favorite response to haters.
Angry GT3 owner?
The angry GT3 email. The guy who said, like, good luck, you're going to lose all your money, et cetera, et cetera.
The 992 one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can't rationalize with people like that. They just want to sound off. They probably sent it to, like, copy and pasted and sent it to all 50 dealers that had them for sale. But the best response to any haters like that is to just respond and say, I'm sorry, the car's sold.
The whole model line sold until it... Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck, dude. That's not going. That's not getting a sticker anytime soon.
Right. All right. So Sabo, you had some cars you want to talk about.
I want to play a new game.
All
right.
Uh-oh.
I want to. Okay.
Is it a drinking game?
I have to name it right now, so I'm gonna need your help. It's gonna be drunk.
Sally.
What?
Sally.
No. All right. It's gonna either be a beer scale, how many beers you have to drink to bid this high. It's going to be a 1 to 10 beer. And if it's really bad, we just call it a case. Or it could be drink, drank, drunk. Because there's a couple. Actually, I looked at the Bring a Trailer listings for the last, 2 weeks.
Okay.
And they're actually starting to level off.
Okay.
Like,
with some exceptions.
Well, there's always exceptions.
996 GT3 sold for 216 freaking thousand.
Drunk.
That's a case.
Drunk.
That's a case one.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I was just looking at normal cars that, standard enthusiast stuff that's not, over 150 grand.
Okay.
And all the prices seem to be, I mean, I wasn't appalled by any of them. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So, all right, I got one here.
So this game isn't exciting if you weren't appalled by any of the prices.
Okay, some of the prices.
Okay. All right. What's the score if it's on the money?
Sober.
Sober?
Sober.
Okay.
Because I mean, we've all been on Bring a Trailer, a little tipsy, and you're like, I could throw a bid in there, and if I get it, actually happened to me in an airport.
What have you bid on when you were?
It wasn't that bad.
Feeling good.
Remember Pinky?
Pinky, the salmon 911 Targa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I was in the airport waiting, and my plane was delayed, and I probably had multiple too many drinks. I was just sitting there bidding, and all of a sudden I won.
Oh, so you bought a car drinking?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you got a good buy. You bought a G50.
Yeah, at the moment it wasn't a great buy.
Targa in Cassis Red.
In today's world, it was a fantastic buy.
We still made money on it.
No, I lost money. You made money.
That's how it should work. Let's do more of those.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Somebody give him a computer to bid right now and a couple more drinks.
All right, so I'm gonna say this card. If you saw the listing, just be honest.
I haven't looked at Bring a Trailer in the past 2 weeks at all.
All right, Denzel Washington's 993 Turbo with 18,000 miles, black, just recently sold. I think.
Okay.
It was yesterday.
All right.
Okay, 18,000
They say
miles.
celebrity ownership doesn't do anything for value. So
Well, Denzel Washington's farts are pretty valuable. what do you think it sold for?
or
18,000.
should sell for?
Whatever.
Was it
Same
a
thing.
98?
993.
I
twin
know, but
turbo.
it was a 98.
I didn't write the year down.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
That,
It could
that
be a
matters.
98. They didn't have a 98.
Was it paint to sample black or regular black?
It was just black, bro.
Schwartz.
Black.
250.
405. 405 993 because the guy was witty.
I still hold the record, as far as I know, for the highest priced standard 993 turbo ever sold.
Play. I don't care. Play the game.
I am
So-
playing the game.
No, you
I
have to
laughed.
go on a beer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was too busy
Drink,
laughing.
drunk, or we're going on a beer scale here, 1 to 10 beers,
Um,
or case if it's out of control.
that's a 6-pack.
That's it. You think 405 grand for a 993?
Well, no, it's a 6-pack of microbrews that are like 8% alcohol.
All right, fair enough. So that's a case, right? All right, next one.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna try not to do all Porsches here.
Who cares if Denzel Washington owned it?
I mean, unless he's delivering it, I still wouldn't care.
Who?
He's
I
a
bought
great actor.
Celebrity
Dude's got one of the
ownership.
best voices. Hands
Celebrity
down, love
ownership
him.
means jack squat to the quality of a car, and I can attest to that because I bought 2 cars from a big-time golf celebrity, and I'm not going to say they suck because we're going to resell them, but they need work. He didn't service them, and he didn't wash them. We'll service them, and we'll clean them up, but, like, it goes to show, like, if somebody was going to pay more because of name on the title, that's stupid.
Okay. All right. Ready? 1987 Ferrari 412 GT 5-speed.
Okay.
Okay.
19 what?
87.
87. I think he said 70. I'm like, that's not a thing. 87 412 GT 5-speed coupe.
Mhm.
Right, because the convertibles were conversions. Okay.
Okay, nerd. So, what do you think
I might
it
be
sold for?
wrong. Miles, like an interesting color or anything?
It was like medium miles. It was brown.
I don't know. 80,000 seems like way too much for that car.
So, what do you think it sold for?
80,000.
85 grand.
Oh!
I'll give you one. I'll give you over that. That's good.
Oh, all right.
I'm giving that. That's 9 out of 10 beers.
That's one of those cars that the guys, the 2 happiest days in the guy's life are the day he buys it and the day he sells it.
You've driven one of those.
It's not worth it.
No, that's not a good car. It's not a bad car. It's not a great car. All right, I'm gonna go for one here. 1988 M3, 42,000 miles, silver. Minor wear and tear. It definitely was dry ice blasted because it was lickety split clean underneath. All right, so 88 M3, 42,000 miles, silver.
Was it an EAG car?
It's a BAT car. All right. So,
I'm not playing guess. You're telling me the number, and then
I'm gonna tell you the number.
okay.
Went for 130,000.
Oh, yeah, sober. That guy got a deal, ish.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
All right, here's a fun one. I like this one. 84 Toyota Celica Supra 5-speed, maroon over maroon.
Oh,
That one
yeah.
for you.
$1 million.
Right, 45,000 miles. Very nice car. Sold for $21,250.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. 5-speed?
it's 5-speed.
Yeah,
5-speed.
okay. Yeah. That's a beer.
All right.
Somebody
beer.
had a Coors Light.
Yeah, somebody was just cool and all.
They're going to drink the rest of the case while they're driving it and enjoy it.
Here's a hatchback. You can fit a lot of beer in it. All right. We'll do. Let's see what I got here. I got some interesting ones, I think, but we won't go too far on this. All right, I like that one. We'll do this one. 964 C4 wide body. You
Okay.
know,
1 year only car.
1 year only.
Yep.
267 built. Beautifully redone, like full redo on the interior. Went from gray to ascot brown. I'm talking everything. 58,000 miles. It's a kilometer car, so it's a Canadian car originally. Sold for $330,000.
Whoa!
How many beers, bro?
That's a bottle of Jameson.
How many beers, bro?
Oh gosh, our paint to sample 964 turbo is going to go for $500,000 at that rate.
It could.
It could, yeah. Okay. Holy moly. Oh, gosh.
This one's for Mark Spence.
Corvette C4 Grand Sport.
It is 96 Corvette Grand Sport, 4,000 miles, black interior car, really nice with all the goodies. One owner.
How many miles?
$80,000.
4,000 miles, one owner car.
$62,000.
No, this one was deal. 41 grand.
Oh, that's right money.
Yeah, that's an educated. That dude was drinking orange
Yep.
juice.
Yep. It's goodbye. It's goodbye.
Don't say flip around here. This is a podcast, bro.
Sell it.
All right. We'll do one more.
Okay.
We'll do one more.
Then Tyler will come back to read us questions.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh, we got to do the question of the week.
2001 BMW M5, anthracite metallic over black, 131,000 miles, one owner.
2001 M5.
Mm-hmm.
131,000 miles.
So E39.
24 grand.
34,000. That's about right though.
For 130,000 miles?
Hey man, one owner car with good stuff.
That guy drank some champagne.
That was 4.5 beers.
Yeah.
4.5 beers.
That's too much. All right. Let's see. The question of the week brought to you by Nuts for Sticks. That's right. Nuts for Sticks carries awesome apparel and stickers. If you like stick shift cars or funny T-shirts or whatever, you can go to nutsforsticks.com and enter discount code SwitchCast to get 10% off. So Nuts for Sticks is bringing to you the question of the week, which is from my neighbor, Kevin DuPont. Called me up and asked me this great question. Should I buy a cheaper, more efficient car to save on gas? He's got a couple of big trucks and a Ford Explorer. So he's wondering if he should spend some money to save money on gas and get a beat-around car that's efficient. What do you think, Sabo?
If you're gonna buy something for like sub 15 grand right now, it's probably not a bad idea. I mean, if you're worried about it, but I mean, because you'll get, I mean, you get your money back. I mean, if you want,
Well, you
something-
might not.
Well,
The
I mean,
market
if
might
you
correct.
don't, you don't. $15,000 Honda Accord, that's not going anywhere.
All right. My biggest issue with the reasoning, and people do this all the time. People,
Well, I mean, if
people
you're going
buy-
to spend 15 grand on a car and expect nothing back because you're going to drive in the ground, you're better off keeping the 15 grand putting gas in your trucks.
Right. Well, and if your budget is that tight to where it makes a difference in your cash flow on a monthly basis, then maybe just downgrading car. But the transactional cost to me offsets any savings in gas. So if you're going to buy a $15,000 car, you're going to pay $1,200 in sales tax. That's going to go a long way. I mean, that's a year in gas for most people. So just to offset, I mean, that's a year total in gas, not the savings. You might save $400.
So dude's got two Ford trucks?
It would take you 3 years to offset just the sales tax on buying the car.
So dude's got two Ford trucks?
One Ford truck and a Explorer.
It's a Ford truck.
I don't know.
But just go buy a Miata or something.
Well,
Go have some
if
fun.
you're gonna buy a fun car anyway, or you need a car, then yes, you should consider fuel efficiency. But to buy another car, to spend money, to save the money, you have to do the math and realize that it's not going to pay off.
Well,
It's
yeah.
the same thing with like buying a hybrid. When people don't really do it now, but like the Tahoe hybrid, right? It's like $5 to $8 grand more than the regular Tahoe. People want to buy it because they're going to save on gas, but they never actually do the math on the fact that it takes like 40 years to even
takes 100,000 miles to
break
break
even.
even.
So
Well, it's like all the people right now, they're all of a sudden like, I'm going to go buy an EV because I'm going to save on gas. And you're like, it's going to cost you 60 grand to go buy the EV you want instead of just putting gas in your $30,000 car.
I love the fact that Ohio is now charging people a $100 penalty on registration for EVs.
Yeah, when I bought my last car,
Because they're not getting
they put a
the
form in
gas
front
tax
of me,
money.
and I had to declare if it was gas, hybrid, or all electric.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Sweet
was-
justice.
It was like
Screw those EV
250
owners.
for EV plates, 100 and something for hybrid, and then whatever the standard in Ohio, $60 for petrol plates.
Gotcha. Oh, shoot, we have a caller on the line. I am so sorry.
No,
Okay.
you're not.
Yes, I am. Dom from Ohio. Welcome to SwitchCast.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great. You?
So, I had a question. I know when I like to do some spirited driving around Cleveland. There's a place I go to in Westlake, and I know Sabo drives this one every day, but my friend and I call it the Westlake Racetrack.
It's the
and
it's the
I'm
BP
wondering
ring.
if you guys had sort of
It's the BP ring.
recommendations on other different roads on the northern part of Ohio that you like to drive.
I'm not sure I want to give those away.
Yeah, no. I'm not giving away my secret stash.
Because then all of a sudden they become overpopulated.
I totally thought-
Ravenna Road in Twinsburg is great. There's not a police station right there.
480.
My favorite roads actually is I like to start on East 31st Street in Manhattan at the Red Ball parking garage and drive across the country to the Portofino Hotel in Redondo Beach.
You want some good roads, just go out to like Vermilion area and just try to get yourself lost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, just pick 5 rights and 2 lefts and see where you end up and try to find your way back without your GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
There you go.
never really make it up to Vermilion, but I'll give that a shot.
Cool. Well, thanks for the call. Pleasure having you on, and enjoy the driving season once they get the salt off the
Absolutely.
roads here. So,
Yeah, thank you guys.
thank you.
Take care, man.
All right, Tyler, what do we got?
Well, first, I did creep on M635, dude. Brown interiors are not my thing, but that car is incredible. That like non-metallic green. I think it's forest green,
Yeah,
but it's so bright.
it's
so
so
good.
cool.
Anywho, Jlanders 1906 wants to know if there are any lost Porsches in Maine or Maine Porsche stories.
Oh, yeah.
I got one.
Yeah. We do have one.
Yeah, that's where the steering wheel came from.
Yes.
78 SC.
Yeah.
White over salmon.
I was up in Maine on vacation, and Johnny calls me. He goes, "How far are you from Hope, Maine?" I'm like 45 minutes. He's like, "I think I just bought a car there. Can you go look at it?" So I went and looked at it and checked out. It was $18,000 for a 78
Yeah.
SC.
That was all the money back then.
Yeah. Went and met the guy, sat in his living room, did the wire transfer. He didn't even verify to see if I got the wire transfer. He just handed me the registration, gave me the keys, and
Somebody thinks you have an honest face.
right. Well, I went with my sister too, and I had actually bought a 997 Aero kit while I was up there.
Uh-huh.
So we drove that car to his house, and then we did a little Porsche caravan on the way home on the back roads.
Yeah, that's where I found out that in Maine, after it's 25 years old, there's no titles.
Right.
It's all just bill of
Yep.
sale.
Yep, bill of sale, registration. But anyway, the car had this OG Nardi wheel on it, and we put the factory wheel back on, and
I
Yeah.
gifted that to you.
I put it on the Monte Carlo, actually, Ultra Beige. So this one went across country. It won the 2018 C2C Express. I'm sorry, Bag Lady. That was a scam. It didn't. It didn't. No, that run didn't happen. Bag Lady said it didn't happen. Yeah, that's the main Porsche story.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
I think that's all I
That was
got.
a good car.
Yeah,
I don't think I kept that one that long, but that was a good car.
yeah. There was two
Smelled like
lobster.
mothballs. That's
well,
why I
because
didn't
the
keep
other
it.
car I bought
That
up
car-
there had terracotta interiors. So I brought two
Yeah,
orange
that car just
interior
that
cars
SC
home.
just I could not get the mothball smell out of that car. That drove me nuts.
All right, fire away, Tyler.
All right, Peter Morgan asks, would you be open to teaching about your business model to someone who is interested in owning a dealer with a similar concept as your own, but specializing in a different niche brand? Or niche, I guess, whoever.
I mean, I don't want to help more competition, but if you
Go with your
pay
heart,
me
bro.
enough money,
Go with your heart.
no, I mean, I tell everyone the same thing. It doesn't matter what business you're in, or if it's car business or not. You just do
Just
what
work
you
hard.
know. Yeah, work hard and do what you know. Like, learn your product, learn your market, and do your homework. Like, being in the car business is not an automatic road to success just the same way real estate isn't. You know, if you go to a real estate seminar, like, that doesn't make you good at real estate. All it does is make you a sucker and make the guy giving the seminar rich.
It's a sketchy time to try to get in the car business, though.
Right. Let's just do seminars. Let's do that. Let's charge $1,000 and say we're going to teach people how to get rich in the car business.
I'll bring the coffee and donuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Run out on stage and do speeches, get our teeth whitened and spray tan. We could be good at this.
I'll do it.
All right.
At least once.
All right, dude. Come to our seminar in a couple months. Just give us your credit card number now.
For a small fee of.
Alrighty, next up is Ohio Sinus, who apparently struggles with allergies and also doesn't have a question. They just say, dynamic duo, best car therapists ever.
My man Boris.
Yeah, baby.
My man. Doesn't struggle with sinuses. He's a sinus
surgeon.
All he does is
that's much better.
Yeah.
Great guy.
All right, Mr. Johnny Glass, the last question I got on here, says, I'm currently in the market for a Panamera. Budget is likely around $75,000 to $80,000. Living in Maine. Need all-wheel drive, so a 4 or 4S is required. Is the 2012 to 2016 Turbo 4S a good buy with low miles in that budget, or should I look for a 17 or newer at a higher price point?
Newest car is best car.
Yeah. Early ones had a lot of maintenance issues. I've seen a lot of engines outside of those cars for not small issues. So, yeah, go as new as you can within
I'm not
your
sure.
budget.
I haven't followed the market on those, but if you're going to find something, find a GTS. Don't buy the turbo. GTS.
Yeah.
V8 with all the trimmings. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep. Agree. Let's see. We've got some live stream questions here.
Tyler,
Bailey Walton. Did you guys see the new Lotus Electra?
No.
Opinions? Yes, I have opinions about everything. Mackinac. If you suddenly became the parent of a 16-year-old and it was time for their first car, would you buy it for them, and what would it be? Money is not an issue. I would not buy it for them.
Rear-wheel drive Mustang.
There you go.
Make them actually learn how to drive. Manual transmission.
It would be a manual transmission. I would start encouraging them to save at 12 years old, and I'd make them buy their own so they learn the value of it.
I just helped a buddy actually out with that. His son, turned 16, needed a car. He's like, what should I get him? I was like, and I'm not, prancing on the brand at all, but, I mean, he's a European car family. He's a European guy. He's like, so I found him a 99 323i rear-wheel drive manual shift, like 100,000 miles for $4,500. He had a little bit of work, but not much. His budget was about $10,000. And I mean, he made his boy work it off.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was so against driving stick until I gave him his first lesson. Then he's like, "Oh my gosh, I could actually be entertained and be driving at the same time." I'm like, "Yes, you can."
Elon Musk is suspicious. Asked, "Is the 997 GT3 market leveling off slightly? Haven't seen many sales in the last 5 to 6 weeks or so, especially amongst the .2s."
Yeah.
Sort of, but it's leveling off at a high number. There was a 18,000 mile 997.1 GT3 listed on eBay by UDrive the other day for $165, and it's already marked as sold.
18,000 mile?
18,000 miles for $165. I mean, that's not leveling off to me. I mean, that's strong money.
It's strong. You don't know what it's sold for, but
right. But then there's been a couple. There's also been all 3 Meteor Gray cars that I've previously sold are on the market right now. One's at Ryan Friedman, one's at HBI Auto, and one closed on P-Car Market the other day, but no sale.
No sale. It went $155 for it.
Right. For a 17,000 mile car.
13,000 mile.
13,000 mile car. So it's sort of, but yeah, it's leveling off at a really strong number.
It's going to sit there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's what we got for questions. Sabo, you got anything before we
No, not really.
move on? All right.
Moving on.
Okay. Moving on up to the east side. All right. Plops. Flops and Frops, brought to you by Switchcars. Switchcars is the enthusiast dealership where we buy, sell, consign, service, and store only cars that we like ourselves. Check out our handpicked inventory at switchcars.com and mention that you saw us on SwitchCast and get a $1,000 discount on most cars.
Dangerous.
I better tell my guys I'm doing that. I didn't pick a car from the SwitchCars inventory this week. Sabo, what's your pick of the week? You walked around the showroom.
I mean, C12.
Callaway C12. Fixed roof coupe. It's the only one in existence. 427 Lingenfelter motor. I know that's blasphemy in a Callaway car, but it shares a lot of parts and body panels with the Callaway C12R, the car that sat on pole for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and it was built by Callaway Engineering in Connecticut in conjunction with IVM, a German company.
There's a lot of carbon fiber.
A lot of carbon fiber. There's no original body panels. The only original pieces on the exterior,
Roof.
I think, are not the roof.
The roof's original.
I don't know.
Fixed roof coupe. What do you
No,
think? They changed
it's
the
not.
roof?
They did. That's not original body panels. The rear glass is not original. It's the windshield and the side glass.
See, I'll argue the rear. I'll argue the top.
Because it's different materials. The body is all different materials. It's carbon, Kevlar, and S fiberglass. It's a special type of fiberglass.
Okay,
It's not
all right.
the original body.
Okay. I'm going to go. I don't know how I can figure that out, but I'm going to go try to figure it out.
I mean, this also came from a source that said that they extended the wheelbase when they were trying to say that they extended the track. They made the car wider, not longer. And they said it 3 different times, but most of the other information was correct.
That's just a whoopsie.
All right. The flop of the week, credit to Kent Lucas for the heads up on this, because I said I haven't been on Bring a Trailer for the past couple weeks. I haven't, and it's actually been kind of a nice respite. But Gary Duncan and the Duncan Automotive crew that is known for selling a lot of JDM imports listed a super low mileage Nissan something or other on Bring a Trailer, 590 miles on it. And it went south quickly. There was alleged to be undisclosed damage. The commenters picked up on a whole bunch of things wrong with the car, and Duncan said that he had actually told Bring a Trailer about this stuff, but they didn't include it in the listing. And so he got caught for shill bidding on his own auction, and then also commenting about his shill bids, pretending to be somebody else. So BAT shut the auction down. The Drive picked up on this, and he said that he purposefully shill bid so that BAT would pull the auction because he was tired of the controversy on the car. The whole thing just stinks. Listen, I don't know who's
shill
right.
bidding on BAT though.
Sure. Okay, so
That's
what's
not-
your
that's not
opinion?
uncommon.
What's your opinion on shill bidding?
I mean, I don't know. You watch some of that stuff, and you know. I mean, there's a couple cars that sell on there that are completely doesn't make sense.
Okay.
You know, I've heard stories of what people are trying to do to raise the value of the cars that they are buying up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I have no proof of this. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus. But
So who cares if they pay the fee
right.
and they win their own car? What does it matter?
You know, you could technically cost. You get 2 guys that buy 5 of whatever car you choose, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put 1 up for auction, and then you just BS bid it up to, you know, I don't know, let's say it's worth $100,000, you bid it to 150, and you just eat the $5,000 because they don't track titles. They don't know
Right.
where stuff actually goes.
Right.
And then all of a sudden there's 3 more pop up. You know, I mean, again, it happens. I'm not.
It sucks.
It's hard to protect against that. There's really no
Right.
way to. You're just hoping for good faith and people doing the right thing.
Right. But the people doing it are still taking a gamble, and if they're willing to
Yeah.
take that gamble,
$5,000
then
gamble.
whatever. If they want to buy all the cars up, like I don't like it, and I think that's what's wrong with the car market. But I don't know.
Well, it's like you go to RM or Gooding or any of the high-line auctions, you're not supposed to bid on your own car.
But people do.
People do.
To me, I think if it's below reserve, shill bidding doesn't matter because you're not impacting the outcome. You're not actually bidding somebody up because they couldn't buy the car for that anyway. Do I do it? No, but does it matter really if it hasn't met reserve?
I mean, you can be driving the market up, and then people do. I mean, you see again, and this is the ethical
don't
way
really
to do it.
count towards the market.
It's a sale. It marks as sold. And then
not for reserve not met.
I didn't say the reserve didn't meet.
No, I'm talking about reserve not met ones.
Oh, okay.
If it doesn't meet reserve,
that doesn't matter.
Then
because
what
Bring
does
a
it
Trailer
matter?
has to approve the reserve anyway, so that it doesn't matter.
Right. Anyway, okay, so the whole thing is a flop. Whatever. I don't know who's right. I'm not sure I care. I don't know if anyone cares. It was just a whole lot of internet drama. So that was a fun one. All that to say, low mileage doesn't mean anything. This car had 590 miles and lots of paint work and issues. The prop of the week, we let some dude take a Mustang on a test drive today, and we got a call. Some angry neighbor was reporting that the car was speeding down this private road, and we said, hey, the car's out on test drive. It's not us. And he complained about the loud exhaust. They could hear the exhaust from a mile away.
Sorry, Grandma.
Do you want to know what the reported speed was from the caller?
42 miles an hour.
20 miles an hour. He was complaining because he was going 20 miles an hour flying up and down his road.
All right.
Typical 4.6 liter Mustang. They sound fast, but are usually not. Props go to whoever called us for being the most Karen ever. Our plate frame wasn't even on the car. Like, they had to do some homework to figure out, like, what.
There's some people coming after you, buddy, and it's all about...
Oh, they're really coming after us. Stop driving on my private road at 20 miles an hour. All right, whatever. Okay, that's our prop and flop of the week. Sabo,
Floppity flop.
it's been good. What is the shot of the week for
I don't know.
repeat?
It smells like something Bo and Luke Duke just delivered here.
Give us 1 second.
Give us 1 second. We don't have 1 second. This is live.
Dude, that's
Smooth Mark.
dude. Never trust
Buffalo Trace White Dog Mash #1.
Never
Oh.
trust a clear whiskey.
Isn't all Buffalo Trace good?
I bet you this isn't.
Oh, man. Well, good luck to you.
Just take the shot.
I picked the right day to stop drinking.
Dude, does anybody have any fresh wounds that we can sanitize?
All right, Sabo.
You're about to have
Bottoms
one in your
up.
throat.
Let's see what happens.
It's fantastic.
Good, huh?
Oh my gosh. I think I got. Yeah.
Is that better or
truth be known,
worse?
Buffalo Trace, White Dog. Hell no. Hell no.
Is that better or worse than Malort?
That's better than Malort. Malort tastes like somebody put their dirty feet in a whiskey.
All right. Well, that wraps up
Tastes
our
like
show.
hospital.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sabo, for being back on the show. Next week, we are on with, we're talking about radar detectors and countermeasures next week.
America.
We have a special guest coming from a radar detector company, so look forward to that. Thank you to our sponsors, Nuts for Sticks, Boxcast, Switchcars, Celebrity Machines, and Stephen Holm Woodworking, who crafted this wonderful table for us.
Pretty table.
Thank you to our producer and call screener, Ethan Huffnagel. Our bumper music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream the full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. This episode will be available Friday, I think, in audio format wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 8 p.m., and we'll look forward to answering your automotive questions to help you on the drive of your life.
Peace.
Peace.